Okay, this video is for hurricane comms, and let's just keep this video to ourselves. This isn't something I'm posting publicly, but some people have asked for me to lay out what I'm seeing, and I figured I'd share it with you, okay? So it starts off a day or two before the hurricane came in, and Scavino was just sending out Kermit memes like they were going out of style. He sent 6 of them back to back on Facebook, okay? And then, yeah, it was the day before the hurricane came in. So what happens? The hurricane comes in, and there's a particular plane that flies into these hurricanes and assesses them, allegedly assesses them, okay? So what's up with this airplane? Okay. It just happens to have Skyhopper Kermit the Frog on it. And it's called the Kermit aircraft. Huh. 155 kind of reminded me of Q55. The storm is upon us. Huh. So, do you think that was just a coincidence that Dan sent out 6 Kermits? And then the plane that happens to be flying through the hurricane 24 hours later has got Kermit the Frog on it? Okay? Well, if you understand weather manipulation, it's most likely that this type of plane was seeding and steering the storm. Now, I want to talk about Ron DeSantis for a minute. A lot of people know he served in the military. A lot of people don't know he was a founding member of the Freedom Caucus. Okay? The Freedom Caucus, Q told us, really kicked off the plan. And it was in 2015, 2 years prior to the Q drops. So when Ron DeSantis says something that rings to the Q board, he has my ear. I listen carefully, okay? So what did he say about the storm? He called it biblical. He said the water surge was biblical. How many Qs did we have about that? How many Qs did we talk about watching the water? How many Qs did we have about think flood? Well, I posted this publicly, and I seem to get a pretty solid direct confirmation from Scavino. He doesn't send out 1, but he sends out 2. Kermit, back to Kermit, after I sent this, watch the water, Scavino sends out back-to-back Kermits, and what's Kermit doing in both of those pictures? Watching the water. Watching the water. Coincidence again? Kermit on the plane, watch the water, Kermit watching the water. Is this sounding like a military operation and comms being fed to you? It does to me, okay? DeSantis, biblical, watch the water, think flood. DeSantis, before and after with the Kermit memes. There's more, okay? So like I'm saying, if you don't believe in weather manipulation, then this part of the video is not going to make sense to you. But if you do understand that we have the capability to intensify, de-intensify, steer, control, move storms, then this part of the video, keep watching, okay? So here on the map of Florida, that's where I am. There's Mar-a-Lago, and there's Disney World, okay? So some people immediately jump to the storm is HAARP, it's deep state, it's, trying to trash DeSantis, cause all harm to Ron, make him look bad, take out Trump. Okay. That's not what this was about at all, okay? How did Mar-a-Lago make out? Where did this storm go? Did it go flood Mar-a-Lago? Or did it flood the pedo capital of the world? Okay, that's where it went. So my take when I was going through this is if it was HAARP, if it was trying to trash DeSantis, if it was all these things that people immediately jump to when they see chaos and things being smashed and even loss of life, I'm sorry it's a difficult subject, but things are bigger than people can imagine. And military operations take in consideration of damage and loss of life. Sorry. True story. Look up, read your history. Don't blame me. I'm just explaining it. So the storm did not go to Mar-a-Lago, went straight for pedo capital. I'll ask you again, does that sound like a deep state operation or a white hat operation? Mar-a-Lago was clean. Disney was not. So I chatted about this privately. I even saw some other Anons on Truth Social making that connection. So here comes another confirmation from Dan Scavino. He's reposting a Occupy Democrats. Dear Ian, you had one job, go get Mar-a-Lago. So Dan is trolling. He's showing you the confirmation that it did not go from Mar-a-Lago, it went there. Okay? Did not go here, it went there. So Dan is confirming this theory. So Dan before the storm, Kermit. Dan, the storm plane, Kermit. Ron Biblical, watch the water. Dan after. 2 watch the water, Kermit memes. People theorize that it didn't go from Mar-a-Lago, that it went to the pedo capital. Dan confirms that take again. So there's about 4 or 5 confirms in there, 5, between Dan, Scavino, Ron, DeSantis, and I'll tell you one more thing. It's been how many hours now? I don't think Trump has made a tweet about it, a truth about it at all. Has he? Why is he so quiet? We're always quiet during military operations.